Staying with us, everyone. First up, the Association of Ghana Industries has revealed that sales and consumption of products have dropped significantly since the beginning of this year. This is despite the economy recovering and inflation slowing significantly, which should have impacted on demand for goods. Now, speaking on PM Express Business Edition, President of the Association, Dr. Humphrey Imdake, said the current liquidity squeeze is affecting purchasing power of consumers.
Target model. And what is the inflation target model seeking to do when you deploy monetary policy tools? Taking excess funding in the cash or liquidity, excess liquidity in the system. And this excess liquidity that are taken out of the system, of course, will affect consumption. That is the theory. So as they deploy that, of course, there will be a trade-off. So consumption will, of course, be limited. And that's why we are asking them, stimulate the economy. How do you stimulate it? If you are doing construction, you could stimulate significant construction. And that is why you watch government deliberately is coming with road construction project on a massive scale and complement it with agriculture, which will be a food basket to complement that aspect. It's a deliberate strategy to stimulate the economy through construction and the food basket. So for now, per the question, as long as you are running the inflation target model, where excess liquidity is in the system, the BOG will deploy tools to suck it up, and that will affect consumption.
So I get you from there that sales is also not doing that much.
Well, it cannot be excessive sales. You may not.
Has it dropped because the Ghana Association of Beverage Association was talking about dropping by 70%?
And that is what I've demonstrated.
Is there a situation for industries as well that sales has dropped as well?
That's what I've demonstrated to you through the theory of the monetary
But the reality on the ground is
absolutely
once consumption is low, sales has dropped.
Giving you the inflation target model that you desire. It comes at a price where liquidity is out, and therefore, by virtue of that liquidity being shrink, it will affect consumption. So yes, consumption is dropped.
But how are you guys managing? Because when you produce at that high cost, and I'll come to the cost of production, the cost of doing business, and consumption is not moving that much, that is an added cost to your operations.
Yes, so you realize that some operations will scale down. So if you have a bottling line that is doing about 5, 6 lines, they will drop to 3. Okay, and then the other aspect is that once they've dropped to 3, and I gave you an example of the power products that are coming in from Western neighboring countries like Guinea, like the beverage industries that are flagging in. So as they are coming in because of cheap cost of import, it's reducing productivity. However, these cheap products come in to occupy a portion of your market. So they come to compete with the later production. So production and industries are having a hard time. They are not at the optimum level because of such challenges.
Well, moving on, some private firms in Ghana are taking steps to complement government's efforts aimed at strengthening the trade and investment ties with the Caribbean. The latest enterprise to do so is the Growth Unite Build Africa GUBA, which is hosting a 2-day trade and investment summit in Barbados, as well as the prestigious GUBA Awards. I'm joined in studio by President and Chief Executive of GUBA, Denta Amwateng, for more details about these meetings coming up. Thank you so much for joining us in studio. Hope you're having a good Friday.
I am.
So what inspired GUBA to take this year's Trade and Investment Conference and Awards to Barbados? Before that, just for our audience who don't know about what GUBA is and what you do, maybe you can start off from there.
Okay, thank you so much. So GUBA started 16 years ago in the UK, started with just an awards ceremony that celebrated Africans in the diaspora and Africans on the continent, really to bridge that gap, to say that, look, you can be successful in the diaspora and also successful on the continent. Through that, we've, been to the UK, we've done the US, we've done Ghana, we've done Rwanda, and now we're going to the Caribbean.
Why?
It was important for us to, when we talk about trade and investment, we can't just be looking at Africa. We need to expand. There's a global Africa outside. There's a big diaspora outside. And so when you look at somewhere like Barbados, where you have access to 44 million people, you're looking at the Latin America, you're looking at the Caribbean, and they're a hub. They're the biggest, even though they're only 280,000 people, they have access to 44 million people. And so really just wanted to look at trade opportunities there and investment opportunities for our people. Barbados is big on tourism. How do we learn from that as a country, as Africa? Looking at tourism, looking at how we can expand our territory.
Yeah, let's talk a bit more about the main objective of the conference you're going to have and how that will benefit investors as well as businesses.
Yeah,
from Ghana.
Yeah, it's going to benefit businesses because, as I mentioned, there are no Ghanaian restaurants or African restaurants in the Caribbean.
Wow.
There's no fashion industry there. And so any time that I've been to Barbados twice now, they literally want to take off my clothes because they love the African print. There's no kente, there's nothing. And so there's a real opportunity for the creative industry to be able to set up in Barbados.
Oh, that's interesting. No kente, nothing, no fashion.
Kente, no fashion, nothing. And so they are very, very interested in how they can have some of our products in their market.
Okay, so I'm told that you're partnering the Ghana Chamber of Commerce and Industry. Talk to us about that partnership and what opportunities that creates as well for Ghanaian businesses.
Absolutely. So met the president, Mr. Abbas, Stephen Abbas, and he was very excited about this because it gives his members the opportunity to also expand their territory and look beyond Ghana and look at the Caribbean. I think, sometimes we just focus on, what is within, but there's bigger picture outside. And you can partner somebody in Barbados, right? Instead of coming to set up something new. If you have a product, partner with them and they can ship it out to the America, to the Latin America, easy. So I think these are some of the opportunities that we need to pick up as a people.
And it's interesting, there's a historic direct flight.
Yes!
From Accra to Barbados?
Yes, for the first time, Barbados is visa-free.
Okay.
But it can't be visa-free if you have to go around through the UK, US, and Europe.
Okay.
And so we're doing a direct flight. We put, I think, the numbers on the screen for anybody that wants to travel with us. If you are a business and you want to go on this direct flight, it's only 8 hours instead of traveling 30 hours.
So it's on your screen. You can see it right now. Guba Barbados Experience, $3,900 per person. You've got accommodation, round trip flight, Guba Trade and Investment Conference. We've been talking about that, and the Guba Awards Night. Talk to us about the Awards Night. So,
as I mentioned, 3 days event. So we have the Trade and Investment Conference, day one. In the evening, we have a film premiere with one Nigerian actress. Day two, Invest Barbados take us out to look at investable opportunities. In the evening, we have a reception at the Prime Minister's residence. And then on the Wednesday is the big Guba Awards. This year, we're celebrating the likes of Sir Richard Branson, Dr. Furi Sarpong, Ibrahim Mahama, the President and CEO of Exim Bank from the US, the NAAC President. So really major people. And I really encourage people to come, build your network, because your network is your net worth.
Yeah, your network is your net worth.
Yes.
That's an important quote that you should keep in mind as you consider registering for this. Is that a theme for the conference?
Reclaiming our Atlantic destiny. Connect, build, and renew.
Why do you pick that?
It's important because we need to reconnect with the Caribbean. Our people are there. We need to renew that relationship that we have. And one of the biggest things that we can do is trade amongst each other. And so that's why we picked this theme.
I want you to talk about previous events, the awards, conferences, how that have impacted businesses. I mean, what are some of the success stories you're hearing from those events, just to encourage those who are watching right now?
So we've done a lot of trade missions. We've done trade missions with the Houston mayor. We brought 30-man delegation from Houston to Ghana, and we also did one from Ghana to Houston. So there was 150,000 investment into a Ghanaian entity there. Through Guba Awards, celebrating and honouring the CEO of the Recording Academy, Grammy Africa was birthed. And so, again, Guba had the privilege of taking the president and CEO to Rwanda to meet the president, South Africa, Kenya, Ghana, to look at how they can have Grammy Africa on the continent. So these are some of the things that come out from our events.
Okay, so what should Ghanaian entrepreneurs, investors expect from this trip to Barbados?
Yeah, I think it's a lifetime experience. I think for those that you haven't traveled before, this will be a good traveling experience.
It's a straight direct flight, right?
Straight direct flight. And build your network, as I mentioned. Come and experience Barbados, look at the opportunities, and network with people that are on the ground as well. You never know what will come out of it.
And just one more time, if anybody's interested, what do they do?
They need to go either on our website, which is www.gooberawards.com, or call the number, which is 0597 385 229.
Yeah, you heard Denta say your network is your net worth. I want you to leave our audience with something else. I mean, you are an entrepreneur, you are successful at what you do.
Yes.
Share something with us this Friday.
So I would say that, you know, if somebody says no, don't take it as a discouragement. If they keep saying no, don't take it as a discouragement. If the door is closed, go through the window.
I love that. That's great. And so, yeah, hopefully we'll be following your journey to Barbados.
Yes, and Joy FM, you're coming along with us.
Yeah, and we're going to get some more insights into what goes on. They'll be reporting that as well.
Thank you.
Thank you so much for passing.
And I want to say a big thank you to everyone that's supporting us. Joy, RNAQ, Cape May Properties. See, there's a property company that's coming. They want to look at opportunities and how they can promote their products there and vice versa as well. Afri-Exim, which is our main title sponsor.
Great stuff.
Yeah.
Great stuff. Thank you so much for passing through Denta Mwateng, who is Chief Executive of GUBA, also President of GUBA. Thank you so much. Enjoy your Friday or weekend.
Thank you.
And you're watching The Marketplace. Taking a short break. We'll be right back. And welcome back to The Marketplace. A network of farmers, scientists and financiers has been established to facilitate the effective mechanization of Ghana's plantain production. Plantain farming in the country has over the years been characterized by conventional farming methods presenting drudgery and low production of the local staple. Following a 3-year research in exploring ways to mechanize the sector, the Crops Research Institute of the Council for Scientific and Industrial Research is linking industry players, especially farmers, to improve plantain productivity and set the country on course to becoming a leading producer. More in this report.
The Crop Research Institute and partners are taking a bold step to transform plantain production in Ghana and across West Africa through mechanization. The initiative, known as the Mechanization and Working Agroecological Transition Zones Project, is expected to improve food security, boost rural economies, and attract more youth into agriculture. Speaking at the final stakeholder engagement meeting, Director of the CSIR-CRI, Professor Maxwell Dako Asante, highlighted the importance of the initiative, noting that plantain, though a major staple in Ghana and sub-region, has suffered from stagnating productivity due to limited mechanization.
We realize that plantain is a key staple crop in Ghana and most West African countries. But we realize that over the years, its production appeared to have stagnated. Productivity was going down. And one of the challenges identified was that the plantain production wasn't being mechanized as expected. So there was the need for mechanization efforts to be brought to the plantain production. So this project aimed at mechanizing plantain production and setting implements or tools that helps reduce drudgery in produce production has been introduced to farmers, and farmers were adopting it. But there was the need for stakeholder leadership to champion this program, so that even when the project is no longer, the stakeholders could own the system and the program and then continue with it. That is for sure, and not just food and nutrition security, but also income generation or income security as well. Just as we are all supporting our diverse way to improve at least the rural economies to also develop, so that in a way we manage the rural-urban migration and also get the youth also attractive to farming or crop production.
A network of the stakeholders has been constituted for a strong facilitation of a mechanized sector with technical expertise from the Research Institute. Project Coordinator Dr. Natsen Amengo highlighted key concerns raised by stakeholders, including access to mechanized tools, training on their use, and repair services.
On the mechanization and work in agro-transition zones that we cut short, Megawatt. It's a project that is looking at mechanization in plantain production. So today we brought stakeholders together to form a steering committee that would oversee the activities of the mechanization ecosystem. What it simply means is that a group of people or a group of actors in the plantain mechanization chain who have come together to advance the progress of their own. So generally the concerns are about how to get access to mechanized tools, and how to use them, and how to repair them, where to get even some of the tools when they need them. So the purpose of this meeting is just to offer that linkage, so that if any of the actors have any of the needs of the other actor, they can easily link up.
Reporting for JoyNews, Stephanie Frimpong.
Now, there are fresh calls for more robust and resilient public sector to support Ghana's economy. Speaking to Joy Business at the launch of his book titled Get Ahead, Stay on Track, author Stanley Oko stressed that a strong and efficient public service is critical in creating the right environment for the private sector to thrive.
The book described the net forward as a powerful piece that fills a critical gap in youth development, offers practical insight into persistence, self-belief, leadership, and strategies for success. It also touches on ways the public sector can be reformed to better support national growth.
This book, Get Ahead, Stay on Track, is a personal development book which was inspired by the fact that I worked with a number of young men and women, both in Ghana and in Africa, other parts of Africa, West Africa and East Africa, as their mentor and coach. In office situations mostly, but it soon became more than a mentor and a coach, but somebody who could inspire them to do much better than they even thought they would. Start the chapter by saying, my father was the head of civil service many years ago in the first regime, Kwame Nkrumah's time. And I remember that the public service was working. Ghana Water was working. Public Works Department, GBC, everything was fine. Somewhere along the line, things started deteriorating, and it's all about losing sight of what you are meant to be doing. Most people think that they are doing you a favor when they help you in the restaurant, in the office, unless you do something, give them another payment.
Get Ahead, Stay on Track combines real-life experiences with simple, instructive lessons aimed at equipping readers to stay focused, succeed, and remain relevant in a competitive world.
And that's the marketplace. Thanks for watching. More news on our website, myjoyonline.com/business. Don't rush back to your bond market. Fix the economy first. World Bank tells Ghana. Also, industries face sharp drop in sales despite economic recovery. We'll brought you that story. Read more, myjoyonline.com/business. My name is Darryl Powell. Thanks for watching. We will be back next week. Enjoy your weekend.